What's going on, guys? Oh my Godzilla, back here with another very exciting Godzilla figure review. Guys, today we're taking a look at the Rodan figure from HIYA Toys and from Godzilla King of the Monsters. Guys, let's jump right in. Alrighty guys, let's jump in with the box first real quick. Take a look at that. This thing is massive, much bigger than the Godzilla and Kong boxes we got. But anyways, Godzilla King of the Monsters, got the HIYA logo down in the bottom, couple of images of the figure itself, couple on the base stand, couple pictures of the side. Back has some goodies. Top just has the King of the Monsters logo. And this side just has more Rodan Godzilla King of the Monsters. Let's jump into the figure. Alrighty guys, so here we are with our Rodan figure, and this thing comes on a very posable stand. However, I'm going to keep it on the stand for a minute, let you take a look of how it looks, and then I'm going to take this thing off the stand. See, that stand is already tipping. This stand is, okay, I'll just take it off now. But let's take a look at the stand really quick. Has a base piece here, joint here, joint here, joint here, tons of joints. However, it is really flimsy. So if there's weight here and it's not perfectly straight, in a straight line going up, it just tips and wobbles and dumps the figure on the ground. So this stand, not a huge fan of. Check out my boy Shin Robjira's video. He has a great link to a better stand that I'm probably going to end up buying because this one is pretty awful to deal with. Guys, let's check out the Rodan. Guys, here we are with our Rodan, and this thing looks amazing in terms of detail and whatnot. Looks awesome. Let's take a quick look at the face first. Really nice face sculpt. Kind of got the beak/teeth going on. The eye looks pretty solid. Rotating the head around to the other side. Looks good again. Opening that mouth. You have a nice colored and detailed tongue. Roof of the mouth is undetailed, but slightly, not really even painted. But that's fine. I'm not going to complain about that too much. The horns on Rodan look great. Love those, and love the detail going back throughout the neck and chest. Looks fantastic. The midsection has really good detailing and some little classic Rodan spikes on it. In here, looks awesome there. Our wings look pretty darn amazing as well, guys. Definitely not quite as kind of singy lava burnt as I kind of wish they might have been. I think NECA got that coloration maybe a little bit better. But detail is just phenomenal on these wings. Looks awesome. Got a couple little breathing holes in here for our joints. You can see those small holes up by the hand and part of the wings. And tail looks pretty solid here. Got a little smudging going on down there. On the wings, you can kind of faintly see Legendary Godzilla, Toho, 2022 HIYA. Flipping the wings over, kind of the same deal on the tops of the wings. Great detailing going throughout here, but lacking some of that lava color I wish we had had. Fingers look fine as well. Not bad on the claws there. I wish we kind of had a little bit more distinction. You can kind of see where they make the change from finger to claw, but there's no real paint distinction. So I wish they had kind of painted those claws just a little darker for us. Let's check out the feet and legs of Rodan. They look pretty darn awesome as well. Moving in, they've got some nice long feet, good claws. The toe claws look a lot better than the hand claws. If you check out the detail and coloration on those bad boys, looks pretty darn good on the legs. Let's check out some articulation. So starting from the top, moving down, obviously we do have that mouth articulation. Jaw opens and closes. We have the head moves on its neck joint here, and the neck actually has a couple more pieces, so you get pretty good range of motion out of the head in terms of upward and downward. Side to side's not too crazy, but it's definitely enough. Moving into the wings, guys. We do have wing articulation. These look like they're on a ball joint, so they swivel this way. They kind of move in and out. They go up and down. But the wings, guys, they are on a wire, so you can get some good bend out of them. Being pretty careful here with them. But they are bendy, posable. You can recreate that little pose where Rodan's swirling around, destroying all those planes as he's being chased. So that's pretty cool. You can recreate that attack pose. And then you get some good upward and downward flap for posability on that stand, assuming it'll hold them and not dump them into the ground. Guys, moving into the body, we have one piece of articulation kind of in the midsection. Decent rotation back and forth and up and down. The legs are going to move at the hip joint. They kind of can have some in and out, up and down. Then there's a knee joint and an ankle joint as well, offering pretty good range of motion when all put together. And then the foot will swivel back and forth side to side kind of deal. We do have one more piece of articulation, kind of this tail piece. It can spin fully, which is interesting, and a tiny bit of up and down, tiny bit of side to side, but not too much there. So definitely a pretty articulate figure and a very posable. I love how many poses you can recreate, but however, I do have issues with this stand. It has been problematic getting him to stay. You can get him to stay in a couple decent poses, but getting him to stay in all a variety of poses is definitely a little difficult. Guys, as I was over here complaining about the stand, I looked over at the box and saw that I should probably try to take a couple of pieces off. So I removed 2 segments of the stand and went ahead and put Rodan kind of in this pose. He is cheating a little bit because his wings are on the ground, helping him to stay up. But this is a pretty reliable pose. He looks decent there. Wouldn't be surprised if he tumbles off any second, though. So this is definitely not too bad of a pose for our Rodan. I might just kind of have him maintain this just because that stand is a nightmare to deal with. Guys, if you see on the stand, there's actually 2 small pieces. I'll take Rodan off here. 2 small pieces. Those actually snap in. Those little H pieces. Those aren't just fancy little HIYA Toy H's. Those are actually... Oh, look, he stays without his wings touching the ground. Those pieces are actually sticking out a little bit, so I assume those are stand connectors for when we get a Mothra. You can actually connect these 2 stands. I don't want to imagine having to connect 2 of these stands and deal with posing 2 figures on these small stands that close together. Because as you can see, Rodan takes up way more than his stand space. So if we have another small stand sitting next to it, Mothra's got nowhere to sit. So probably won't mess with that, but it is a cool feature. I will show it off, assuming that is what it's for when the Mothra does come out. Guys, again, I want to thank HIYA Toys so much for sending us this Rodan figure to check out. Amazing job, once again, from HIYA. They did a fantastic job on the figure itself. The stand could use a little bit of work, but not too bad at all. You can definitely get it to stay. Definitely better than SH MonsterArts Ghidorah. Guys, speaking of SH MonsterArts Ghidorah, I'm not touching him because he's a nightmare to deal with. But let's check out a couple of other figures to compare this guy next to. We will start with the SH MonsterArts Rodan figure. So here is our Rodan from SH MonsterArts. We'll back the camera up just a bit so we have a little more to work with. As you can see, coloration-wise on the Rodan, way more detail and color on the HIYA. SH MonsterArts is pretty much just this weird purple color, and HIYA definitely gave us way more color, a better face sculpt as well. I think HIYA Toys beat SH MonsterArts across the board with this one, and the wings are not posable really at all on the SH MonsterArts figure. So HIYA Toys definitely takes the win there. His wingspan is larger. I'm just not going to go ahead and fold his wings back out again and deal with the stand. But moving into another comparison to make, guys, I want to show you the NECA Rodan figure. Obviously, NECA has a much more entertaining base stand. NECA's way smaller. And again, NECA does not have any of that cool wing movement that we get out of HIYA Toys. But one thing that NECA does do is give us that really cool Sinji lava look on the wings. And I do like NECA's articulation for how minimal it is. They gave us something, so I think NECA in terms of sculpt and detail beat SH MonsterArts, and then HIYA Toys came in and beat them all. But I do like the simplicity of NECA's stand. Just sit him on there and he stays. Obviously, this guy's a little whole nother battle to fight because he's a lot bigger and heavier, so the stand needs to be a little more intense. But the stand on HIYA Toys definitely falls a little short. Guys, moving into a couple other HIYA Toys figures, I just wanted to throw him next to our Godzilla and our Kong. There's Godzilla. We'll stick Kong over here. Obviously, I'm not totally sure as to how accurate this scaling is. Rodan never fought Kong, and I'm not going to sit here and do measurements and math on Rodan to Godzilla. He looks fine. Doesn't bother me at all. The scaling might be a little off. But I'm here for the figure. It looks great. The scaling does not bug me at all. I think this looks great. These are our 3 exquisite basic figures from HIYA Toys thus far, guys. All 3 are killer. I cannot wait for the Mothra. I cannot wait for the Ghidorah, both of which we're getting soon. Guys, I ended up getting a Rodan figure from HIYA Toys for them to go ahead and let me review early. But a couple of great places to buy your HIYA Toys figures are. I think you can buy it now from right from HIYA Toys. Have not tried it. Their website's kind of messy. The translation's a little glitchy. And so I have not tried to purchase anything straight from their website. BigBadToyStore has it, and INS Hobby has it. Obviously, INS Hobby a little bit different. They're kind of through China, and they get them way faster, way cheaper. So if you don't mind trying a new site, INS Hobby, definitely recommend. If you want to stick with the same guys, go with Big Bad Toy Store. But guys, with these HIYA toys, they sell it like crazy, and the restocks are never guaranteed. So I would always say, if you're interested in these figures, pull the trigger ASAP. They are definitely worth it, guys. Let me know your thoughts on HIYA Toys Rodan from Godzilla, King of the Monsters, in the comment section below. I'm definitely a huge fan. HIYA continues their world domination attempt, and they are doing a great job at it. This figure is amazing. Can't wait for more offerings from them to continue building the HIYA Toys shelf. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you in the next one.